Lamu is a place where history and modern ambition collide. For centuries, its narrow streets and carved doors told stories of dhows and distant traders. This Swahili port was once a vibrant crossroads for Arabia, Persia, and India. Today, a new chapter unfolds, one not of ancient mariners but of a rising global power. China has arrived, and its presence is transforming Lamu. The quiet rhythm of this UNESCO World Heritage Site is now interrupted by the roar of heavy machinery. Across the channel, a colossal new port is taking shape, with giant cranes dominating the skyline. This is a multi-billion-dollar deep-water port designed for the world's largest cargo ships. The scale is unprecedented for this tranquil corner of Kenya. China's financial power and strategic vision are reshaping Lamu into a critical node in a global network. The project is about more than just a port. It's a gateway for China into East Africa, and for landlocked nations to the sea. Generations of locals now find themselves at the epicenter of a geopolitical shift. Their lives and environment are being reshaped by forces far beyond their control. The contrast between old Lamu and the new port is striking. Donkeys in the old town, global commerce in the new. This is the story of modern Africa, caught between a rich past and a future engineered by foreign powers. China's project in Lamu is a symbol of development, displacement, and opportunity. It's about how an ancient port town became a pawn in the strategy of a 21st century empire. The world is watching as Lamu's next chapter is written. Lamu's geography has always shaped its destiny. Nestled on an archipelago, its sheltered harbor once offered safe haven to Indian Ocean traders. Today, its strategic value is even greater. Lamu sits near the volatile Horn of Africa and the vital shipping lanes of the Gulf of Aden. For landlocked nations like South Sudan and Ethiopia, Lamu promises a direct route to global markets. Kenya sees Lamu as a way to balance the dominance of Mombasa and unlock the North's economic potential. The vision, a new economic corridor stretching deep into Africa, carrying oil, minerals, and goods to the world. Lamu is now a regional project with global implications. Control over Lamu means influence over trade and security in East Africa. The Indian Ocean is a new arena of competition, with the US, India, and China all vying for influence. A deep-water port here offers both commercial and military advantages. Whoever controls Lamu holds leverage over the region's future. Lamu's quiet shores are now the front line of a new era of geopolitical competition. Lamu Port is the anchor of the ambitious LAPSSET Corridor. This mega-project aims to connect Kenya, South Sudan, and Ethiopia with highways, railways, and pipelines. The goal transforms Lamu into East Africa's primary trade gateway. While the vision is Kenyan, the execution is overwhelmingly Chinese. Chinese state-owned enterprises, led by CCCC, have built the first berths and infrastructure. Billions in Chinese loans finance the project, embedding Chinese influence deep into its foundation. Since 2013, China has invested heavily in African ports, with Lamu as a flagship. This model of state-backed financing allows China to deliver large-scale projects with unmatched speed. The LAPSSET Corridor is a vision conceived in Nairobi, but forged and financed in Beijing. Chinese companies are not just contractors, they're long-term partners. As Kenya looks to privatize future berths, Chinese firms are poised to remain central. China's role in Lamu is a strategic partnership set to shape the region for decades. Lamu's transformation is part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, President Xi Jinping's global strategy to connect China to the world. The Lamu Port and LAPSSET Corridor fit seamlessly into the BRI's maritime network, serving as a key entry point into Africa. By building ports like Lamu, China secures access to African markets and resources. The strategy links ports to inland railways and industrial parks, creating a closed-loop system under Chinese control. With investments in dozens of African ports, China is building a vast maritime footprint. These commercial networks also have dual-use potential, supporting both trade and military logistics. Lamu is a strategic linchpin, not just another construction project. China's investment is a calculated long-term move to cement its influence in Africa and the Indian Ocean. The BRI's latest plans highlight East Africa as a focal point. Lamu is about more than trade. It's about securing supply chains and building the infrastructure of global power. The port is a node in China's vision for the 21st century. For Kenya, Lamu represents transformative economic opportunity. The port is expected to create thousands of jobs, from crane operators to shopkeepers. It promises to inject economic activity into a historically marginalized region. For local youth, the port offers hope for stable employment. The LAPSSET Corridor could revolutionize regional trade, providing new routes for Ethiopia and South Sudan. Increased trade means more revenue for Kenya and growth along the corridor. The project diversifies Kenya's economy, reducing reliance on Mombasa and spreading development northward. Lamu's new port is a symbol of progress and national ambition. For many, partnership with China is a pragmatic step toward prosperity. The potential rewards are simply too great to ignore. Lamu's promise comes with a heavy cost. Thousands of local families have been displaced, their livelihoods disrupted as fishing grounds vanish and access to the sea is lost. Compensation is slow and often inadequate, leaving many in limbo. The project is built on massive Chinese debt, raising fears of a debt trap and loss of sovereignty. The region's insecurity adds to the challenge. Al-Shabaab attacks threaten workers and infrastructure. Securing the port requires costly operations, straining Kenya's resources and deterring investment. The dream of prosperity is shadowed by displacement, debt, and insecurity. Many locals feel they are paying the price for a development that benefits outsiders. LAPSSET is a stark reminder. Progress often comes at a hidden cost. Lamu is more than a port. It's a symbol of new geopolitical realities. China's dominant role here shows its power to reshape East Africa and the Indian Ocean. Other powers like the US and India are scrambling to respond, turning the region into a competitive arena. For Kenya, this great game brings both opportunity and risk. The choices made now will shape sovereignty and independence for generations. Lamu's future will be a barometer of East Africa's ability to navigate these currents. The port stands as both a promise of prosperity and a cautionary tale about dependency. As ships dock and cargo flows, Lamu becomes a focal point for a continent in transition.